Alright fellas, now the other day we saw the monster Naoya Inoue return against one of the tougher challengers still left within the super bantamweight division in MJ Akhmadaliev. For a long time, Akhmadaliev said Inoue was ducking him and that his Uzbek power would get the best of Inoue. Yet finally, he got his chance against the undisputed champion, and it didn't exactly go the way he thought it would. So as always, we gotta break down this great fight alongside talking about what lies in the future. But just quickly, if you love boxing, you've found your one-stop shop. My name's Cloister and I make boxing videos as things happen to keep you informed, so make sure to subscribe and I'll always keep you in the loop. Now, compared to his last few fights, this fight for Inoue on paper seemed like his toughest challenge in a while. MJ is an incredibly talented fighter. Fantastic amateur experience, fantastic Olympic experience, and a professional run not to be ignored. He did come up short against Tapales, yet styles make fights, and his southpaw style and powerful left hand look like it could spell trouble. As I've said before, MJ has been awfully vocal about Inoue apparently ducking him, yet Fight Week did bring a different sort of energy. Boxing in Japan is a lot more respectful compared to the West, but I can't say I expected to see MJ bring gifts for Inoue. But I kinda do rate it. At times I wish we saw more of this in the West. Less sort of ego, more just genuine respect. Coming into fight night, it was also unknown where people from the US or UK could actually end up watching this fight, as Top Rank had not renewed their deal with ESPN. Yet, a couple days before, it was announced that in those markets that the fight would be broadcasted on Facebook out of everything, which was honestly a bit weird, but hey, great for you guys. Sad they couldn't do the same for me in Australia. Although Fight Night came about, and I gotta say the undercards on these Inoue events are always low-key bangers, and the most notable bout on the undercard was Takei versus Medina, which was a battle for Takei's WBO bantamweight title. Takei was the clear favourite, yet Medina managed to upset Takei and knock him out to take the title back home with him. Yet then the main event came about, and I think everyone was expecting a more 50-50 fight, and probably so did Inoue. From the opening bell, it was clear that Inoue took the threat of MJ's left hand very seriously. He kept a super tight guard to, of course, avoid getting caught. It was quickly evident, though, that Inoue's speed was just too much for Akhmadaliev. He consistently beat MJ to the punch, and his sharp counters and constant feints quickly made Akhmadaliev hesitant to commit any sort of offense in those early rounds. As the fight wore on, the pace didn't really escalate because of Akhmadaliev's hesitance, and because of that, Inoue was able to land fantastic combinations, which repeatedly found their marks thanks to Akhmadaliev's lack of head movement. While additionally, Inoue started to taunt MJ a bit. Not as bad as the Butler fight, but it was clear Inoue was the one in control. By the latter stages of the fight, Akhmadaliev did manage to put together some better moments and might have won a few rounds, but still Inoue remained in control, only showing a hint of vulnerability literally in the final seconds of the fight, when a right hook briefly appeared to stagger him. But even then, he stayed composed and closed out the fight, leaving little doubt about the scorecards. Overall, it was a pretty measured and defensively disciplined performance from Inoue. While not the most explosive outing of his career, it highlighted his versatility, once again proving that he's not just a devastating puncher, but also one of the most masterful technicians. And he did this all against one of the most live challengers within the division. He showed there truly is levels. Taking a step back, it's so impressive what Inoue has done in the last 26 months. In that time, he's taken out Fulton, Tapales, Neary, Doheny, Kim, Cardenas, and now MJ. The only fighter not ranked in that list was Kim, and the only reason he fought him was because of the Goodman fiasco. He should have fought Goodman. Inoue is really a rare fighter that genuinely clears out everyone in a division. He never ducks. He will get to you, you just gotta wait your turn. And what's next for him is him continuing on that exact same path. He'll be back in December against Alan Picasso as a part of a Saudi event. Now, Picasso is the WBC mandatory, and they were meant to fight early this year instead of Cardenas, but Picasso's father apparently pulled the plug on negotiations. Since then, Picasso fought Kameda on the Pacquiao-Barrios undercard, in which he didn't put up a stellar performance. Picasso himself hopes that his longer range and powerful body punching will be able to hurt Inoue. But honestly, I just think Inoue is a step above, and most likely he will end up cruising to a pretty easy victory come December. On a side note also, something interesting is that Picasso is a neuroscience student. Interesting that he's also a boxer, but hey, fair credit to him. Now, the whole point of this card will be to set up Inoue versus Nakatani, most likely for a fight in Q2 of next year. And honestly, that's the fight we all want to see. Nakatani is moving up to super bantamweight to chase Inoue, and he's seen as a genuine challenger to the monster. Nakatani is a powerful southpaw with a long reach who at times can be seen as just as brutal as the monster. Although, after Inoue's dominant display against MJ, I think the hoodoo about him being super vulnerable to southpaws might just have been killed off. And the thing is, Nakatani gets hit a lot, so with Inoue's experience, speed and power, Nakatani, if he can't get Inoue out of there early, could be in for a long night. But it's still an incredibly interesting fight. Nakatani has done enough to edge the top 10 of the pound for pound list, so it would be a mega event. It's two greats going against each other. And if this does take place, it would happen at the very famous Tokyo Dome, which to us boxing fans, we probably most likely know this stadium from Tyson's first loss against Douglas. But if this does end up going down, it would be one of the bigger boxing attractions of the upcoming year, and a fight which you just couldn't miss. Also, I pointed out before the MJ Inoue fight that, of course, these future plans were already in the works. But with these sort of future planned cards where you have two fighters on the same card who you want to verse, but neither of them are actually fighting each other, the Saudis have done this a couple times. It just hasn't worked so far. Think AJ Wilder and when they were trying to set up Haney Garcia too. So we'll see if these two will be able to break that curse. Also, if I had to pick an opponent for Nakatani for this card, I would love to see it be MJ. It's just a fascinating style matchup and I would love to see Akhmadaliev try and redeem himself. I think if it wasn't for the whole Goodman fiasco, Inoue would have already moved up another division. We all kind of expected him to. But I think him and his team are now realizing and starting to debate, is that move up really worth it? I think they're channeling their energy towards fights like Nakatani because they realize that's a legacy fight. That's a huge moment for Japan compared to an Espinoza fight on a Thursday night in the US. Yet for the moment, we all gotta slow down about the future and appreciate the performance that Inoue just put on. Akhmadaliev was a fighter that was said to be Inoue's kryptonite and that Inoue was scared of, just for Inoue to destroy all the talk in a matter of 12 rounds, proving once again why he's considered one of the best boxers on the planet. But now I want to hear what you think. What do you think of Inoue's performance? Were you surprised by Akhmadaliev's performance? And what do you think is next for the monster? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does a ton to help the channel. Yep, thanks for watching fellas, and I'll catch you in the next one.